Doc Rivers, LA Clippers head coach. Which sport produces the best overall athletes, Coach?
Oh, come on, basketball. But here's my question. At what point are you no longer an athlete? You know, I'm 52 now, and I'm golfing. I've been golfing a long time. I've gone from an 8 to a 16. I can't get the ball in the air. Am I no longer an athlete anymore?
Do you consider your athletic career then to be over?
Yes.
At what age could you no longer dunk a ball?
I don't know. My last dunk was at 50. I did it every year for my players, and they would bet if I missed the dunk, then it was a practice canceled. If I made the dunk, they had to practice. I dunked my last year. It was my last year with the Celtics, and I told the guys, that's it, not doing it ever again. So I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I can't do it anymore.
Lakers coach Byron Scott said last week that he plans to dunk this year. How much time would you need to get to the point where you would know whether or not you can dunk?
I don't know. It wouldn't take long. I mean, obviously, you got to get in a little better shape. Every once in a while, in practice, I'll jump up and I can get over the rim pretty easy. Having said that, I know men over 45 have a lot of Achilles injuries, so I don't think it's worth the gamble.
If the Lakers coach dunks, though, don't you feel compelled? Same town, competitive juices. Don't you have to at least try to match him?
No.
Well, fair answer.
When he's walking on crutches, I'll get the last laugh.
Talking to Doc Rivers, head coach of the LA Clippers, how relieved are you that we can finally turn the page on all the talk about ownership and focus on basketball?
Oh, extremely. We all sign on to do our jobs. You sign on to do what you do, and I the same. And it's never any fun when, in our case, I always say real life comes into our make-believe jobs. And in this case, there was a lot of stuff that we all had to deal with, very, very complicated stuff. And it's individual, too, because everyone has different feelings on how they should feel about all this stuff. And a lot of it, when you're trying to coach a team, and you have a collection of individuals with individual thoughts, I thought this was very difficult.
What was the most frustrating aspect of the entire saga?
Well, that it wouldn't go away. It just felt like it wouldn't go away. For the most frustrating, I guess, would be the timing of it. There's no time for it, but in the middle of something that we've worked for all year was the playoffs. For that to happen was probably the most frustrating timing.
Talking to Doc Rivers, LA Clippers head coach, your new owner, Steve Ballmer, brings a very high degree of energy and enthusiasm to the organization. How much involvement do you think he's going to have in the actual basketball operation?
Well, he'll be involved. He's the owner, and he should be. I'm not going to go and sign a guy for $100 million and not ask him his opinion, and he deserves that right. He's the owner. I think we're going to have a great relationship, and I think that's very important. I think his major focus will be on the business side of operations. But he's a basketball junkie. He loves the game. He has a passion for life. And I think, personally, I can use that to our advantage.
We had him on yesterday, and he's figuring out where he's going to sit. Where do you want him to sit? Do you want him behind the bench?
I told him on the bench. No, I think we came to a conclusion or a solution yesterday, and I think he'll be sitting under the basket. It's funny. I don't know if he told you we had this debate. He was saying he likes sitting under the basket, and this is with all the players. All the players looked at him and said, why would you want to sit under there? Wouldn't you want to be at midcourt? It's a better seat. And he says, no, I'm just not a midcourt type of guy. I kind of like being under the basket. I can see the direct action. When it's on the other end, it's just on the other end, but I've always liked those seats. So that's where we're going to put him.
So he'll be back there with the foam, waving when it's time for the free throws. He'll be holding up the heads, the thunder sticks. Yeah. Hey, he could. Yeah, I would say he could be a distraction.
I think we're going to, and I remember being at a game at Duke with my son, and that one guy was standing up with the little bathing suit. I think that's what we're going to do. That would be a distraction for sure.
That would be a great move by Steve Ballmer. Talking to Doc Rivers, head coach of the L.A. Clippers. So what do you have as your own personal expectation for the team as the 2014-15 season approaches?
Well, we haven't been together, as a group yet this year, but our expectations are as high as anybody else's. We want to win it all. We have those dreams. We haven't earned the right yet to do it. We haven't done it. We got to the second round last year, and in a lot of ways that was a success, but it wasn't successful for us as far as I'm concerned.
Well, we admire how you've handled a very difficult situation. Congratulations on finally getting out of that forest, and all the best going forward with the Clippers, Doc.
Oh, thank you. Nice talking to you as well.
Right. Thank you, buddy. Doc Rivers, head coach of the L.A. Clippers.